So I started the recording. So welcome. First of all, it's a pleasure for me to meet you. Is always, from my side at least, a very good opportunity to put faces behind names. And when we are dealing with an online program, I think it's particularly important because we already take away very much the physical interaction. But I really like these opportunities to have a talk with you, to try to clarify as much as I can if you have any doubt or any questions concerning the master degree. So what I would like to do with you this afternoon, it will not really be a very long webinar unless you have many questions. Then I have the rest of the afternoon available, so I will be with you. I would like you to briefly introduce the structure of the master degree, mainly explaining the division between UNITAR and the Open University in terms of the courses. I would like to introduce you to the virtual learning environment. So I will log in and you will see the same things that you will see the moment you log in. And I will take you as well through the page of the first course that will start tomorrow. For some of you may be a new experience, so we usually find very useful just to show you exactly how it looks like, where you have to click, where you can find the information and so on. Then I would like to talk with you quickly about a series of webinars that we have introduced as of this session, as of this semester of the degree. And I would like as well to introduce you to a blog that we have set up that will provide you additional information besides what is already provided to you during the master degree. So let me start with the structure of the master degree. You may, I'm sure you are aware that this is a joint degree that is delivered by Open University Catalonia and just some of you to avoid the noise in the background. But if you have at any point in time a question, just use the chat or raise your hand. You know, you have this functionality down on the screen, and then I will give you the floor. Or you may physically raise the hand. I can see you all. So you know this is a joint program. It's delivered by the Open University Catalonia and the UNITAR, the United Nations Institute for Training and Research. We are responsible for the delivery of 5 courses, while the Open University is responsible for the delivery of the remaining courses. You will be with us, with UNITAR, until approximately September, though some of the courses from the Open University may start a little bit earlier as well. And then once we will finish the courses with UNITAR, then you will be moved to the Open University. On that occasion, there will be another webinar very similar to this one, in which my colleagues from the Open University will introduce themselves and will present you the structure of the program. I just realized that I forgot to present myself. I assume that you know me because we exchanged so many emails during the past days, but I'm the coordinator of the degree from the UNITAR side. I'm a specialist with the peacekeeping training program. I have been working with the program since approximately 8 years before I was assigned in the field, and since last year I'm in charge of the coordination of the degree. Sorry for that. I assumed that you knew who I was. So I was saying you will have an orientation webinar with the colleagues from the Open University as well, so that you will know how their system works. Sometimes the transfer from one system to the other causes a little bit of disorientation. Though we are using the very same platform, the basic software is the same, but the way the 2 platforms are designed are a little bit different. So we found, again, that it's very useful if you have the opportunity to actually see how it looks like, how to use it, and so on and so forth. This really avoid issues during the running of the courses. The 5 courses for which UNITAR is responsible are the milestones of UN peacekeeping operations, introduction to peace operations, conflict analysis, conflict resolutions, and human security. You have all this information in the official registration letter that you have received, as well as the dates of the courses. 99% of the dates are fixed, meaning that there will not be changes unless there is a technical issue that impede us to run the course. But if that's the case, I will get in touch with you immediately. I will tell you we face a technical issue. Sometimes it happens with the system. So I immediately inform you we have an issue. There may be a postponement in the starting of the day, but it's always a couple of days. It's never the month afterwards. For the dates of the courses of the Open University UK, my colleagues from the Open University will get in touch with you directly, and they will provide you with the specific information on the dates. You may have seen on the letter that I have sent to you that there is one course that is marked as ongoing. This has created a little bit of confusion, and I'm sorry for that. Doesn't mean that the course has already started. What it means is that this course, differently from the other courses, is a self-paced course. It means that it's not a facilitated course, as all the other courses that you will attend. It's a course that you can take at your convenience between now and the end of the program. It means that it will always be available there for you. We strongly recommend you to take it as soon as possible, just not to forget, but is not bounded to a specific time frame. We say take it as soon as possible. We understand that at the very beginning it may be a little bit challenging because you will have already immediately a course starting, and then it may be a bit complicated to take a second one at the same time. But just sometimes we have breaks, like for instance over summer or over the Christmas period, so you may take this opportunity actually to take that course. This is what I wanted to say on the structure of the program. Then, of course, if you have any additional question after my brief presentation, you will have the opportunity to ask any question you may have. What I would like to do with you now is to show you how the platform looks like. I'm not sure whether you had already the opportunity to log in, but just in case, I'm going to show you, and I'm going to share my screen with you. Voila. So now you should be able to actually see my screen. So this is the welcome page. Once you type in your web browser learn@unitar.org, you need to put your login information on this section. So I will now put my login information. And I will log in. So if at any point in time you have an issue with your login, don't hesitate to write me an email, and then I will direct it to the technical support team to fix it. What happens sometimes is that some students had account in the past. So once I created the new account, there may be some conflicts. So if at any point in time you have an issue, just contact me and I will fix it immediately. So once you will enter your platform, this is what you will see. You will have as well a welcome page of the master degree, as well as the course on milestones of UN peacekeeping operations. What I would like to show you is how the course on introduction to peace operations looks like and what are the components, because the structure of this course is a recurrent structure. So for the other courses, you will have the same composition. So once you get into this page, you click on the course that you would like to open, and you will be immediately redirected to the page of the course. So you have at the very top of the page, you have the course documentation that is composed of a syllabus, an assessment guide, a user guide, a course calendar, learning and studying tips, and the document on academic honesty and referencing. I would say that the first two documents are probably amongst the most important, because they really offer you an overview of how the course is structured, what are the different modules, what are the learning objectives, what are the activities associated, and so on. In the assessment guide, you see how the activities are graded and what are the criteria and the minimum requirements to pass the course. Very important as well is the course calendar, because it gives you a very clear indication of the dates by when the modules are open, by when the activities are due, and so on and so forth. The user guide is a guide that was created really to support you in the navigation process. So you don't need necessarily to go through it from the cover to the back. It will be sufficient to use it as a toolkit, basically. When you face an issue, just open it and check out how to solve your problem. Again, if you cannot solve your problem, don't hesitate to write to me. I'm here for that. And if I don't know the answer, I will then direct you to the correct person that can answer you. So I'm just opening the syllabus so that you can see how it looks like. So, well, as I said, you have the overview of the course with the specific learning objectives, the weeks of the course. You have as well for each module learning objectives, as well as the specific assessment activities that are included. You have a description of course design, learning material, and supporting material as well. At the end, you have a study plan that indicates to you the estimated time to complete every activity in the course. I find this particularly useful because it allows you to plan your time accordingly. I mean, the majority of our students are actually working professionals, so they have really to combine the studying time with the working time. So knowing how long it would take to complete each activity, it may be particularly useful. After the course documentation section, you have the different modules. At the moment, you will see that only module 1 is available because it's the one that we start tomorrow. For each module, you have a specific module guide that will go into even more into the details of the module with learning objectives, descriptions of activities, and so on. You have a narrative as well as an interactive component. We know that some people face some challenges with interactive components because of the specific location in which they are. If that's the case, you can always go back to the narrative, and there you find all information specifically related to the module. So then you will have your activities and your assessments. Finally, we will ask you a few minutes of your time to evaluate the module and to provide us some suggestions. So this is how a typical course looks like. So you will find the same structure for all our courses. I'm going quickly to show you how the interactive components look like.
Introduction to Peace Operations course. Click next to watch a welcome video.
This is clearly not my voice. It's the voice of the interactive component. So what the interactive components include are screens that can be navigated in an interactive manner. So you can click on the screen and interact with the screen itself. You have a voice that is guiding you throughout the module, as well as you have videos and different type of resources that you can access.
Below, you can read the learning objectives.
So this is like a screen on the learning objectives.
Consists of 2 sections. Select the one you would like to start to explore. If you want to progress in a linear order, please use the arrows for navigation. You can return to this screen by clicking the home button.
I don't know how to take away this voice, but so what you will be allowed to do in the interactive components will be, you can choose whether you want to go in a linear progression or if you think that you are already familiar with the topic, just jump into the next part of the interactive component. So it will be really up to you to see how you would like to work with the interactive component. Again, in case you cannot access that for whatever reason, because of the way they have been developed is really to ensure accessibility even to personnel working in the field. But in case there is a challenge or whatsoever, you always have access to the narratives, and this really gives you as well the full compilation of the material available on the specific module. So this is it for the structure of the course. I will send out this afternoon all the information about the course together with this document. Again, a reminder on how to access the course itself. So then, again, if you face any challenge at a certain point in accessing the course, just let me know and I will assist you in getting in. I will be the facilitator of this course, and this is always the case because it's the first course that you take, and I think it's useful that I'm there to guide you throughout this initial process, and I will be assisted by a colleague as well that you will virtually meet tomorrow when the course will officially start. During the course, one feature that we have introduced, two features actually that we have introduced, that if you have already taken a course with us in the past, you may not have seen, is a series of webinars as well as a contact time with the facilitators. So during the course, you will have one or two opportunities to have a webinar similar to this one, but not with me, but with experts that are either already deployed in the field or that have substantial experience in the field. This will be for you an opportunity to get really more aware of what are the challenges of working in the field of conflict management, conflict resolution, conflict transformation, and to hear directly from people that are doing this type of work. What are their experiences, what they think is particularly interesting, what are some of the challenges, because, I mean, let's be honest, it's not really the most relaxed type of work that you can choose. So, and some of you knows better than I do, especially those that are deployed in missions. So it will be an additional opportunity for you to get to know an expert, someone that has really substantial experience in the field, and as well to ask questions to the person. For this course, I'm planning to have the webinar the second week. I'm still waiting for the confirmation from the person, but as soon as I have the information, you will receive an email with all the details. Again, if for any reason you will not be able to participate, the recorded version will be available on the platform immediately after the webinar. The other thing I'm introducing as of this intake is a contact time with your facilitators. So every week you will have a possibility to have a synchronous chat with us and to ask any specific question you may have concerning the course or concerning the program in general. We think that this is particularly useful also because it may be an opportunity for you to further share and exchange with your peers, with the other colleagues that are taking the master degree. So on this module that you see here, you will shortly see one new window popping up that will be the contact time for this week. In the online courses, when I'm talking about a week, is not the week from Monday to Sunday, but is a week that starts on Wednesday and ends on Tuesday, because this is the time frame that we give for the assignments and so on. So you will have contact time between tomorrow and Tuesday, and this will be the same every week. The timing that we will try to fix is always a timing around 3 p.m. because we have seen the 3 p.m. is actually a good timing regardless of the location where our students are. Though this may still force some of you to wake up very early in the morning or actually to go to bed very late. But we thought that this could be a good compromise. I mean, we have seen from the experience. So this is the second new feature that you will have in the course. The last part that I would like to introduce to you, and I'm not sure, I need to sharing my screen for a second. I would like to introduce you actually the blog that we have set up for this degree. And the purpose of this blog is actually to complement the information that are provided during the degree. The more of the courses that you have, what they basically focus on is more the technical skills, the tools that you may need in the different specific areas. What we try to do with the blog is actually to provide you more of what are called the interpersonal skills, the soft skills. So we have set up this blog to discuss some of the soft skills that you may need while working in the field. I'm going to open the blog and I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can actually see it. If it collaborates with me. Yes, okay, so now I need to share my screen and this I want to share with you. It's coming. Okay. So this is the blog that we set up, and you will see that there is already one blog entry in there that is focused on interpersonal communication and conflict. And what we do with these blog entries, we not only cover the soft skill, the specific soft skill, but we also provide you with books and articles and eventually workshops and seminars, information on workshops and seminars on the specific topic. So we thought that this can be a useful complement to the information that are provided during the master degree, and we really welcome your comments, your feedback, your inputs. But also, if you feel like there is a specific topic that you wish us to research a little bit more and to develop a post on, feel free to suggest. We will be more than happy to hear from you and get your feelings of what may be some soft skills, some interpersonal skills that are particularly relevant while working in the field. So I'm done with my list of things that I wanted to present to you. I will now open the floor to all of you. I saw that some people joined during the presentation, so welcome, a little bit late, but welcome to this orientation webinar. And now if you have any question, you may either just raise your hand and ask the question using the voice tool, or you can use the chat that you have also on your right side of the screen. So whatever it works better for you. I see. Okay, there is a message from Catherine on the number of students that we have for this intake. So for this intake, at the moment, you are 22. I'm saying at the moment just because some students are still confirming, and so I will have the final number, I think, in 1 week or so. But at the moment you are 22, coming basically from all over the world. So there are students from the US, from India, from Africa, deployed, non-deployed, from Europe, and so on. So it's a very interesting group. Any other question?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Yared.
Yeah, I managed to log in this afternoon and I didn't see all these documents. Maybe we'll share it after this meeting.
You mean the information on the course?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You are being added to the course as we talk. I have a colleague that is currently adding you to the course. So in a couple of minutes after this webinar, you should be able to see not only to log in, but to see the welcome page of the master degree where this video will be posted, the milestones of peacekeeping operations course, and the introduction to peace operations course. Everything will be there.
Okay, thank you.
Any other question? I didn't see anything on the chat, or I didn't see hands raised on the screen. So if there are no more questions, I really thank you very much for participating in this orientation webinar. If any question comes up later on or in the coming days, again, I want to reiterate, this is an online program, but doesn't mean that you are left alone. There were, and I apologize, some challenges last week because I was on mission. Usually when I'm during breaks between the different intakes is when I train, because I'm a trainer as well in face-to-face mode. So I was away on mission. I thought that everything was settled and was fine, but we had some issues and that was not the case. So I apologize if some of you felt being abandoned during last week. This will not be the case as of this week since I'm back from mission, and I will be there. And the rule that we have is that you will receive an answer within 24 hours. If by any, if for any reason this is not possible, at least what I will do is to acknowledge your email, and then I will tell you I will need a little bit more time to answer you because I need eventually to consult with someone or whatever. If you don't receive an answer or even just an acknowledgement, then it may be that there is an issue that we have not received your email. So feel free to copy every time both my personal, my professional account, claudia.croci@unitar.org, as well as the conflictology email. So like that, we are sure that at least one of the two may receive it. If for any reason I'm absent, you will always receive an out-of-office message with the relevant person to contact if you have any issue. And also, I always inform my students when I'm taking a break, if I'm on holiday, if I'm on mission during the period of the courses. I always inform my students so that you know exactly where you can find me. In my email as well, you have my signature, so you have my phone number as well. Again, if something's urgent, if there is a challenge that you cannot, for instance, access your computer, whatever, feel free also to call us. That's absolutely fine. I don't know whether in this intake we have someone that is actually sitting in Geneva. Visiting the office is also an option, or if you pass by Geneva, it's always nice to see the persons to see the students in person. Though in that case, it will be useful if you can just send us an email beforehand, because sometimes we work from home. We take advantage of the type of work we do, so we may not be present in the office. So just inform us one day in advance, and we make sure that we are in the office. What else do I want to say? One last thing that maybe I haven't touched during the presentation. If for any reason you face a challenge and you may not be able to attend the course, or you may not be able to complete the assignments in time, whatever, just let us know. We are very flexible. We know what does it mean working in the field. Sometimes there are some challenging situations, and we are here to support you, but we need to know. If you don't inform us, we will just assume this person is not very much interested in the program. But if we know that you are facing a problem or whatever, then we are here really to support you, and we can give you our 100% assistance. And if you need to postpone a course, we can postpone a course, postpone a module, postpone an activity. We can work it out. But we need to know. That's important. That's important message. Okay. So if there are no more questions, I thank you very much for being with me this past half an hour or so. Again, if there is an issue with the video being posted on our platform, just let me know and I will not do it. If I will not hear from you in the next half an hour or so, I will assume that you're all fine, and then I will post the video on the platform for the perusal of the other students. Other than that, I wish you a lovely afternoon, rest of the day from where you are. And I really look forward to be with you at least for the next 4 weeks in a very intense manner.
Thank you.
Have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.